So in a world of productivity where you're trying to become the best version of yourself, where you're trying to become the most efficient person as possible, there's gonna be things, little events, little invites that's just gonna happen, and you're gonna have to adjust. So even though you make this super perfect schedule to where you're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna get this work done, I'm gonna work out at this time, there's gonna be times where you won't be able to do those things and you just have to adjust. So I feel like that is just a part of it. And that is exactly what I'm going through. I don't really know what to prepare for, but these are things that I like to bring with me everywhere I go, just to be on the safe side, just like for a simple outing. But then if I need to be out there for longer, I can do work, just to always be prepared and always be flexible. But I don't want to bring too much, so I have a little tiny backpack. This is the Metro Alpaca, not sponsored, but they did send this to me to check out. I have been using it ever since. I genuinely love this backpack. But in this video, I sort of want to talk about ways you can gamify your life so that you can be more productive, but it doesn't have to feel like a chore. And I guess that the first part that I talked about, which is to be flexible, is part of it. So yeah, anything in life can happen. So just be ready for the unexpected. Be comfortable with being uncomfortable, essentially. Okay, let's go. I really like vlogging, but I have to create topics on things that people care about or things that would get people to click, because no one is clicking on my videos and my click-through rate is trash. But this one is just for me, and I feel like there's a difference. There's a distinct difference from when I talk to the camera just for me, and then versus if it's a vlog, which is not good. So I'm trying to get used to more, like, there's like this subconscious thing to where I'm like, if I'm doing it for myself, then it doesn't matter, then I don't really care what the outcome is. But if I know that I'm uploading it onto YouTube, there's just this subconscious pressure or something that to where I'm like, I'm not like myself. I'm not fully myself whenever I do that. So who knows, maybe this this thing will be going up on the internet just so that I'm basically tricking myself into thinking that this is not going on the internet, and now it is. I'm rambling, and yeah. So the boba run turned into something a lot more. Let me explain. Okay, I'm back, but I ended up getting 2 new plants. I'm a plant dad now. I got a pothos plant and a money tree, and we'll see how it goes. I have a light that has this sort of plant growth function. I don't know, but we'll see. They're really cute. I really like both of them, and I'm not sure where to put them yet. Once this one grows out, I feel like I would do like a little hanging plant sort of thing, and then this could probably just be on the table or like on the floor somewhere. We'll see. Okay, the first thing that I do to gamify my life is to create a task list. And you can do this with a physical journal. This is very dusty because I have not used it in a while. You could do it on your phone, your notes app, or you could do it on your iPad like I've been doing for a couple of months now, maybe a few months now. And I use an app called Good Notes. I don't really want to show you my task list or my journal because I have like everything in there, but I'll make an example. Okay, so this is a very basic task list, and it doesn't have to be complicated. You just write down the things that you have to do for the day, and once you're done, you just cross it out, check it off, highlight it, whatever you want to do, and it's that simple. It's very motivating once you see the tasks start to go down, and it keeps you accountable for doing things. Again, so I used to do it on my journal, but I can't show you because it's in the same format on how I do it digitally now. But it's pretty much the same thing. I actually really miss physical journaling, and there's just a bunch of empty pages because I stopped physically journaling and started journaling on my iPad because for me it's a lot more convenient with taking this around with me everywhere because I already do, and so I could minimize the things that I carry by just dropping a notebook. It also saves me money because the journals that I get are not cheap. They're like 20 bucks per journal, and I get pretty much unlimited amounts of journals with an iPad. Although I do want to upgrade to the new iPads, preferably the smaller 10-inch version. I really wish that Apple released an iPad mini already because I am so ready. And for your notes app, it's pretty simple. There's a checklist option, and you could just be like, very simple checklist. Check it off when you're finished, like that. So the next thing that I do that sort of goes hand in hand, but it's a little different, is blocking out my calendar. It's super useful. I'm gonna make another example because I don't want you to see my personal events, but as you can see, for Monday I have a morning routine for an hour. I have working out for a couple of hours, and then I can create content creation like that. I can make it last for however long or short I want it. And then, you know, it doesn't even have to be the task that you do. It could be anything to make it more fun. So what I like to do is meal and anime, block out a time to where I watch anime and eat a meal, maybe towards dinner time. And then if you have like an outing with friends, you can just do that. So like dinner or even movies, and then say the movie name. Stuff like that, you could delete it. If you didn't get to a task, you can move it to the next day, the next week, but don't make it into a habit. Try to get things done when you plan to get them done. So these two things, creating a task list and blocking out your calendar, it helps a lot in sort of gamifying your life so that you can become more productive and more accountable, and so that you can get things done when you need to get them done. And it has helped me out. This system single-handedly helped me out. And yeah, I got this idea because someone asked me what I did. I think he may have seen my calendar and it was all like blocked out, and he asked like a little bit later on, but yeah, this is how I came up with the idea. So big shout out, you know who you are. I can go up pretty close to this thing, and it's like wide. Maybe I'll like... Okay, the last thing that I want to talk about, step 3, which is taking things step by step, or making things easier. So now that you have the first two things, which is making a task list and blocking out your calendar, you can make things easier, which I guess everything that I've talked about so far in this video goes hand in hand. But hear me out. This is how you make things easier. So let's say, I've said this before on this channel, but if you wanted to work out, you wanted to lose weight, that's your goal. You don't just put down lose weight. There are things that you have to do in order to lose weight, right? So the simplest thing that you could do is eat less. But if you don't know how to eat less, how do you do that? So you can count your calories. You can start creating smaller portions of yourself. You could even start drinking the diet versions or the zero versions of your favorite sodas, things like that. And these little things add up. So the more simpler that you make these steps towards your goals, the easier it is to follow. Another example is if you wanted to run a marathon. You wouldn't just start running the length of a marathon at the start. Maybe at first you would do like a slow jogging pace, and then maybe another day you would increase the distance, and then maybe another day you would increase the speed at which you jog or run at. So there are these steps that you take in order to achieve your goal of running that marathon. Another thing to take into consideration is to prioritize these steps that you're taking. You can break them down, but make sure you are putting the most important steps first the steps that will get you the farthest in your progression. And you can do this by implementing the first 2 steps that I have talked about beforehand, which is to, again, write down your tasks and to block out your calendar. Another thing too is to do a little bit of research. I'm pretty sure the thing that you're trying to do, the thing you're trying to accomplish, someone has done before. The internet is a great thing. Make sure to do your research and see how you can progress the fastest. The last thing I want to leave you with is to avoid multitasking. There are so many times throughout my life where I just want to focus on more than one thing at a time. And I'm still guilty of doing this, I'm not going to lie. But the best thing to do is to focus on one thing, give your all, give your best. And yeah, if you do that, you're just going to be completing the task a lot more efficiently and effectively. And that's it. That is 3 steps that I take in order to gamify my life, in order to become more productive, more effective, more efficient, and so that I can have a lot more fun. It also helps me keep organized. I get to keep track of the things that I'm doing, and I get to use my calendar more. So I'm a lot more conscious, and I remember a lot more events that are happening throughout the week, the month, the year. And it's just been so helpful so far. So if you don't have a calendar that you're using, whether if it's physical or online, I highly recommend it. There's Google Calendar, there's Notion, there's Apple, there's so many things. You can't go wrong with any one of them. All of them are really good. But if you enjoy these types of videos where I sort of vlog and share some things that I find valuable, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. You know what to do. Please leave me some suggestions on what to create. I am going on trip soon, so make sure to subscribe if you want to come along. There's going to be a lot of fun things going on this year. We're just getting started. I know I didn't really vlog the first half of this year, but I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to take YouTube seriously, and yeah, this year is the year for you and for me. Anyways, thanks for listening.